It may seem counterintuitive that a mesh shirt is the warmest option for active people in cold temperatures. Wicking is actually bad, and ventilation is the key. This is something that active Norwegians and Arctic explorers have known for years and years. However, most Americans are unaware that mesh is actually the best cold weather base layer. In this video, we are going to explore why mesh beats wicking shirts in cold temperatures. In 1887, Jacob Jacobsen, the youngest of 20 children, started a Garmin company using Norwegian wool. Wool was the gold standard for fishermen, but its ability to absorb water made the garments very heavy, and they were still very itchy. In the early 1900s, the Jacobsen family partnered with a fishing captain named Henrik Brun, who came up with the idea of mesh fabric to get more air to pass through the fabric and provide additional warmth. They also experimented with cotton mesh and tested it on the Alpine with soldiers. It resembled Viking chainmail iron ring armor. The chainmail was lighter and more comfortable than traditional armor, and the same was said for the underwear. In 1953, Englishman John Hunt planned his famous Mount Everest expedition and shocked the world with new theories about weight, speed, clothing, and comfort. The expedition was equipped with Brynja health shirts, and Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay stood atop the world's highest mountain wearing mesh. These health shirts started to be exported around the world and were popular among sports stars like heavyweight boxing champion Ingemar Johansson. In the 1970s, cotton mesh Brynja shirts were popular, but then synthetic yarn was created, which was a perfect match for the mesh underwear. This was a game changer for transporting moisture and providing insulation. Throughout the 1980s, the polypropylene mesh was very popular amongst European explorers, skiers, and cyclists. In 2014, Brynja started producing merino wool mesh base layers. However, the company recognized the weakness of 100% merino wool and selected an 80-20 merino wool polyester blend. In 2017, less than 10 years ago, Brynja products became available in the United States. It seems counterintuitive that underwear with a loose mesh keeps you drier and warmer than a tightly woven fabric. There's actually a lot of science to it. It's kind of complicated, but it makes a lot of sense. When you are hiking or doing other physical activity in cold temperatures, there are usually times of exertion where you get hot and times of rest where you get cold. We think of wicking as a good thing. However, that's not the case when it's cold and wet out. When you sweat, your shirt wicks away that moisture, and it keeps on wicking and sucking that moisture into your shirt, and it keeps on getting wetter and wetter. We rely on evaporation for that moisture and that wetness in your shirt to dry out. However, when it's cold out, you're not going to have evaporation that is going to be drying your shirt, so you're going to be wet and cold. When you sweat, it's first a vapor, and that vapor either diffuses to the outside environment or it creates condensation inside your shirt. So it's a little like your tent. If it isn't well vented, moisture develops on the inside. With a mesh shirt, you are better vented, and more of that moisture diffuses and is moved away from your body to outer layers, and if you are wearing breathable mid and outer layers, to the outside environment. Ironically, wicking captures that moisture in your shirt. In colder temperatures, you do not want sweat captured, but you want that moisture to escape. This image compares a traditional base layer with a 0.1 millimeter weave with a polypropylene shirt from Brynja with a 3.0 milliliter fishnet weave. Not only is diffusing the warm moisture out important, but replacing it with dry air is important as well. The bigger holes will do that, and the polypropylene mesh doesn't wick as well, which will keep it from getting as wet. While breathable fabric for your mid layer and your outer layers is optimal, it isn't always possible with rain, wind, hail, sleet, and snow. It is important that your layers have full zipper, adjustable hood, cuffs and waist, and pit zips. Protect from the outside elements, but ventilate when needed. After buying a Brynja wool mesh shirt, I did a video in 2023 titled Wool Mesh Base Layer. Brynja liked the video and asked if there was anything that I needed to let them know. They cracked that door and I'm thinking, yeah, there's a lot of things that I would like from your website. So I gave Brynja a list of all the different garments that I would like to get, and they kindly sent them to me. However, they didn't put any conditions on those garments saying that I had to do a video or do a review on them. In fact, I'm not getting paid in any way from Brynja. Now I have the merino wool blend long sleeve shirt that I bought and a matching merino wool blend long underwear. They also sell merino wool blend clothing that are double layered. These combine the mesh base layer with another solid merino blend layer over the top. So you're basically adding to that base layer with a second light mid layer in one garment. They provided me with this nice quarter zip. So this is that double layer material where inside it has the mesh and on the outside it has that solid merino wool blend. So this thing is just really nice. You can tell that it's really a quality piece of clothing, and I really like this feature where it has these bigger cuffs down by your hands. So in the colder temperatures, you can really pull these down to keep your hands warm. And of course you can, if you don't like that, just roll it up into a traditional cuff. It also has an extra large collar where if you zip this up and pull it up, it's almost like a buff where it's really warm, for the bottom half of your face and your neck. They also provided me with this stocking cap that is the double layer, and it'll be really nice on my head because my head sweats a lot, and hopefully having something more breathable and allowing that vapor to come off will keep my head a little drier. They also provided me with some long underwear that's the double layer to match, and I also now have the polypropylene long sleeve shirt base layer. You may be asking yourself, why did I choose the merino wool blend over polypropylene that appears to wick less and outperform the wool blend? Well, merino wool does have one advantage over the polypropylene in that it is antimicrobial, which means if you wear this stuff out camping for a week, you're going to stink less wearing the merino wool than the polypropylene. But to tell you the truth, I really don't care about that. I picked the merino wool because I didn't know any better. I was taught and I thought that merino wool was always better than polyester. Well, not in the winter. So I took all my merino wool last year, the wool blend mesh, and it outperformed everything when I was out there. It worked really good, better than anything I've had before. I sweat less, I stayed warm, and it really did quite well. Now, I haven't had a chance to test the double layered merino wool blend or that polypropylene shirt because last winter it was unseasonably warm all winter. Hardly any snow, and it was really warm. So it was too warm to wear these double layered garments, and I'm really looking forward to that polypropylene in the upcoming year. And I plan to, even if it is a warm year again, to take, this shirt out when I'm doing just some either camping or daily physical, running, snowshoeing, those sort of activities where I get sweaty and see how it performs. As you go to Brynja's website, you might experience a bit of sticker shock, but these are really high quality items that are going to last a long time. Maybe buy one this year and then build on to your collection in future years, but you know what they say, buy once, cry once. Even if you can't buy mesh long underwear right away, I hope that this video has educated you on the value of avoiding wicking and increasing ventilation to stay warm when you're active in cold temperatures. Hey, if you like this video, do me a favor. Hit subscribe, punch that bell notification, check out Midwest Backpacker on Instagram and on Facebook. Thanks for coming along. I hope that you will stay dry and warm this winter. And who knows, maybe I'll see you out on the trail.